Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Theresa here. In this fine, cold, windy Wyoming day. It is January 14th, 2016. It is Wednesday afternoon. It is 12:28 p.m. I've been up since about 11. Fiddle farting around. Let's see. Is it? No, it's Thursday. I'm sorry. Sometimes, when you aren't out in the regular workforce, you kind of forget what days it is. I'm sorry, it's Thursday. I don't know why I thought it was Wednesday. Duh. It is 31 degrees right now. The high will be 33. Or it's 31 degrees. Real field temperature is 14. The high will be 33. The low will be 16. It is kind of cloudy, overcast, windy. Evidently have a storm coming in. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. And get colder again. But such is life. Enough about that. I didn't really do too much yesterday, like I said. I did go ahead. I had a number of people PM me on Facebook and wanted to know where they could buy one of the hats that I show. And so I went ahead and listed the hats that I have on eBay because, like I said, 1/3 of all after the shipping of that money goes right back into buying more yarn to make more hats for the homeless, and I can make more hats. You always like to see your product go to a good home and stuff. So I went ahead and listed the 7 hats that I already have done on eBay. Links are below. And quite frankly, I shouldn't have to justify why I'm selling some of my hats and stuff, because this is what I do for a living. And I don't know why I always feel so bad about charging anybody for anything homemade. I shouldn't. This is what I do for a living. I love what I do. And besides selling, the extra craft stuff I have and the extra stuff that we have, I've got the first 4 books of the Game of Thrones that have never been read that I'm going to list. I may hang on a little bit. If anybody's interested in them, let me know. I'm trying to raise some money to help pay some bills and stuff, in these hard economic times. Yeah. And I am going to go ahead and start selling some of my artwork. Again, I shouldn't feel guilty that I charge people for an original piece of work that cannot be duplicated. And I don't know why I do. I mean, I don't think it bad when anybody else sells their work. Yeah, I'm gonna probably put some of that up for sale with the prints or something. That's how artists make their money too, is by that. What else? That's probably about it. Like I said, I did some looming yesterday. I did work on that shawl for a bit. I did start another hat last night. Like I said, no 2 of my hats are ever original. They're my own design and stuff, like so many of us. This one, I call it Fruity Pebbles. Even though it's that eyelash here, if I do this, you can see it better. It's this eyelash yarn around the brim. But the colors and stuff is all these different, So I call it Fuzzy Fruity Pebbles. So that one's fun. I'm having fun doing that one. And like I said, all my hats come with a button. And if you don't like the button on them, you can take the button off. Some of them come with a pom-pom. Some of them don't. If you don't like the pom-pom, you can take it off. And these are more of slouchy hats. Make them a little bit longer than average in case you want to do that with it. If not, you can just roll the brim up more, you know. So that's what I got going on. I'm going to be, I didn't even have cooked dinner last night because we had leftover chicken from the night before. So, you know, my husband's working late hours. So I got to figure out what I'm cooking tonight. And then, I think I'm just going to sit and do some looming. I mean, the house really doesn't even need to be cleaned today. Just picked up a little bit. I got some dishes to do, not too many. That's about it. A couple of things I wanted to talk about. One of the things that my husband wanted me to talk about has really been bothering him is the misconception most people have about car salesmen. Everybody loves to hate the car salesman next to a politician, I think. But my husband is a car salesman, and he has lived in our community for over 50 years. He is not one of these slick salesmen that is going to come in and harass you, going to come in and just keep hardballing you for a sale. And he's not going to sell you something with his knowledge that is a lemon, because he will see you out in public. He doesn't want you thinking there's that dirty SOB that sold me that lemon. He won't sell anybody anything he would not want me, his wife, driving. And he's even had some of his higher ups, his bosses, say, "You're too honest." Because he refused to sell people vehicles before. They might be out on a test drive, and my husband will know something about the vehicle, something about its running, how it's running and stuff. And he's told people straight out, "I won't sell you this vehicle." You know, people are appreciative of that. But don't just, I know so many of us have had bad experiences, and we have before too, with car salesmen, but not all car salesmen are the same. You know, just like you have some bad apples in any profession, whether it's policemen, firemen, clergy, teachers, politicians, every walk of life, but he wanted me just to clear that up and just kind of, I mean, he's as honest as the day is long, and, he could probably sell more vehicles than he does if he had no scruples, and if he had no conscience, but he does. So, and I love him for that. I love him for that, because I wouldn't want him to change, because, too, when we go out in a community, I don't want somebody, coming and just come barreling at us because they're mad about, a vehicle that he sold them. That wasn't, a decent vehicle. So, anyway, yesterday, you know how when you have somebody that far in your past that maybe you had a friendship with, and they try to come back in your life, and I mean, this is from, so many years ago. They try to come back in your life. Well, over the years, you've been curious how they're doing, if they're alive and stuff. Then you start talking to them, and you remember why they had to leave your life. And you can feel, how you can feel an evil presence about somebody. And I've always felt this evil presence about this friend of mine. And, something just never added up. And talking with her yesterday, because she just insisted she had to call me. And, we're still thinking about being very bragful and boastful about the things she had and how much they cost, and you know, and everything, and you know, every time that she would start really bragging about something, I would just say, well, how is your family, and how is your health, and and I don't think she'll like that, because I wasn't going to play into that. Now, 20 years ago, I would fall into that, where I would sit politely and listen, and I would just, and it's like, no, I wasn't impolite, but I would just, get her off subject stuff, because I'm not into material things. You guys know that. I'm not into the dollar amount of material thing, or the name brand of material thing. La-da-da-da-da. Never have been, and I find that very boastful. It's like she's trying to make herself feel better about, I own this, and I own that, and my dog costs this amount of money, and it's like, and I told her straight out, like, she's always breeding all these dogs and selling them. And I'm like, I really wish you would quit that shit. We don't need more unwanted pets. Well, no, these are purebreds. And I'm like, how many purebreds end up, in shelters and being euthanized and stuff, But, and this isn't like she's AKC certified or anything. But we were different. And I told her, I said, you do what you want, of course, but we are on different ends of the spectrum here, because I am all about rescue dogs, and, so, but it was just like, now I know why we no longer have a friendship. And, she was like, oh, well, we should get together before you move and hang out and stuff. And I'm like, no, sorry, but no. I can't let you've got, and I didn't tell her, but it's like, I can tell you've got such an evil presence. Where, I mean, she did some things that really hurt me and stuff. And it's like, no, I can't let the evil back in my life. I can't go down that path of where hanging out with you makes me feel like I am just nothing but dirt. So, yeah, it's weird. I felt a whole lot better about it. I did what I needed to do last night, as far as in my head and stuff, to close that door on that person. Because, like I said, I'm not very religious. I'm more spiritual, and we all are different. And I don't care to go into exactly, how I believe. I was raised very strict Lutheran, and I just have my own beliefs that, according to what I've been taught. And like I said, I won't ever go into that. Two things I won't ever discuss with anybody on here is religion and politics. So, but anyway, I did what I needed to do. As far as writing out some things, and then burning them, and closing that door. And so I told her when we last spoke that I wished her much health and happiness in life. So, and that's just how it is. I'm like, I've come too far and I've healed too much to go down that wicked road again, and yeah. I mean, she's really done some horrible things to people and stuff, so no thank you. But, what else? That's about it. I did switch around my lighting in my front room, as you guys can see. I have to close this curtain or else you guys can't even see me. you know, with the sunlight coming in. And then I had to switch my bigger light over here. Yeah, I can probably show you guys that. But I had to switch my bigger light over here because I just didn't have enough light to work with. Basically like when I'm working with the, let me see. Yeah, okay. You see the light. Let's see. Oh my, I'm sorry, guys. There's a couple more on the other side. And yes, that's a paper mache head, right, sitting in the middle of my 5 arms of my light. Like I said, I told you guys I have horror props all over my house. Yeah, it's just the way I am. No, I'm not evil or anything. And I don't even like The Walking Dead because just for me it's too much blood and gore and stuff. But I like the ones that, and pardon my French, so if it offends you, plug yours right now. But the movies that I say have the mind fuckery with them, where they really twist your mind and make you really think. You know, kind of like Silence of the Lambs and some of the Saw movies and stuff. And even like Purge and stuff, it really makes you kind of think. So those are the kind I like. But yeah, just looming today. And watching some TV. You know, these days always really drag on when my husband is working these extended hours. He hates it too. And I probably should eat some lunch. All that kind of good stuff. And that's it. Love you guys. And I cherish you. And always stick with your gut instinct with somebody. If you think they're evil, a lot of times you're like, oh no, I should give that person a chance because I don't think they are. And stuff is like, no, stick with your gut instinct because time and time again I've found that yes, that person is. You know? Yes, that person is. I think we all have instilled within us an intuition about some people. Once in a while you're greatly wrong, but, you know, maybe you've judged somebody by the way they dress or something, you know, wrongly. But, you know, usually their character and stuff I'm usually right on. So I hope you all have a great day. And I hope that things are going well in your corner of the world. What do you got going on? Show me what you got going on in your looms or anything. I'm really wanting one of those Sindwoods, one of the adult wooden peg hats looms, but I'm being good because I just can't really afford it right now. But I keep going over there, even the ones that are slightly blemished. You know, maybe they're missing a peg, or maybe there's a wrong colored peg, or maybe they're rough on the bottom or something. It's like, I could fix that. But I'm like, no, you don't have the money, so behave. So, anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.